Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
In an interview with the late great actress and dancer Esther Roll, when asked about the premise behind the context of Good Times, she responded to the reporter by saying, in the beginning, it was meant to be a single parent show, which is me and no father in the house. She responded to them and said, until you go back and can write me a father into the script, then you can write me out. She said, because my father was in the house with us, all 18 of us from a child until he left this earth. Amen. So they went back and they came in and they said, okay, man, we've written your father in. I just stopped by. Some of y'all look at me like I'm talking about Flo and James from Good Times. But I want to stop by and tell you the strength that you have because your father is in the house. God is saying your father is in the house. So with your father being in the house, your script has flipped. The thing that the enemy tried to do to destroy you is getting ready to create your next story. So what's happening in your life, you're going through so much hell because Satan thinks that he got you. But I'm stopping by to tell you just a little bit tonight, your father is in the house. Your father's in the house. And I love the point where she said, my father was in my house from a little girl, so there's no way I could go out there and depict like I didn't have a father. So I want to catch you and let you know that the same father that worked in your mother's and grandfather's house is getting ready to work in your house. And when you go outside and you get in the world, don't act like you don't have a father who dwells in your house. Because when you get out in the world, you have to act like your father is dwelling in the house. So if I have any witnesses, let me know my father is in the house. My father's in the house. My father is in the house. So no matter who asks me, my father is in the house. And now we have David is carrying the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. He stopped by a man's house by the name of Obed-Edom. The Hebrew translation of Obed means, one translation means worker or servant.
All right.
Another translation of his name means worshiper. I came to tell somebody, God's looking to work in your favor because you have a worshiping spirit and the heart of a servant. Because the only way you can worship God in truth is if you step outside of yourself and realize this is not about me, but I am a servant first. And I'm not only a servant, I'm a servant of the Most High. So now, as the Bible says, I can worship Him in spirit and in truth. Because I stepped outside of my flesh. And now I'm operating under the anointing. Because under the anointing, now I can represent God. And as I represent God, now I can worship Him in spirit and truth. It's in the house. It's in the house. It's in the house. All right. You see, David made a couple mistakes, Pastor, as I studied it. Us as saints have to remember something. Positioning is everything.
Come on.
Yes, it is.
Because you see, David, while he was transporting the Ark of the Covenant, they were celebrating in front of the anointing. Some of us are getting out of position because we're trying to run out in front of God instead of waiting on Him and getting behind Him. So what's happening is we're missing God, and now it's become fatal to us because we're trying to operate in something that we never consulted God about. So now when we consult God, we recognize we missed Him because He's behind us. And because He's behind us, people behind us are dying because we got out of position, and now we're missing the call because God has called us to walk behind Him, not in front. So be careful about celebrating before you get the anointing's approval. David was playing, and they were rejoicing in front of the anointing. It's also a danger in having an anointing out of position. Because some people are called, but they're working out of position. You have a gift, but your gift has not yet been approved. Your gift has not yet been set in place. Your gift has not yet been blessed. Your gift has not been touched by anointing. That's why you hear Living Word. That's why you're at the Word of Truth, is because God had to properly position your gift. So now once you understand your gift, once you understand where you are, once you understand your positioning, now God can use you. And now God can move on your behalf. Because now your gift is not just the talent, but now your gift is the anointing. There's a difference between Beyonce and Shirley Caesar. One's talented and one's anointed. Shirley Caesar can sing and set you free. One can sing and make you happy. I'd rather somebody who can sing and set me free. Somebody who gets up and entertains me. I love the fact that God never leaves us nor forsakes us. So I just challenge you today, continue to stay in position and watch your call.
Amen.
Oh, God. Watch your call. Because it's so important that we stay in position. And then here we go again. David was on his way to Jerusalem to carry the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
Obed-Edom just happened to be in the way. I thank God for some of his on-the-way blessings.
Come on.
He stopped by and picked me up in the nightclub and saved me while he was on his way somewhere else. I thank God that he stopped by and pulled me out of some mess when he was on his way. I thank God for his on-the-way blessings. I thank God for how he blesses me when I'm out of position. God says, I'm on my way. I'm coming to get you even though I don't see you. I'm on my way. You just should celebrate no matter where you are in life. God is saying, I'm on my way. I'm on my way somewhere, but while you're in the middle, I'm going to stop by your house and bless you. Hallelujah.
Favor,
Oh,
favor.
God.
All right. You all right?
Oh, God. So, David was carrying something that contained the Spirit of God. On top of the Ark of the Covenant, it was mirrored in gold, which they said was the mercy seat. Around the side, it was made out of a very important wood.
Right.
That's hard to find right now. We probably couldn't find it.
Right.
I thank God today because what we used to carry is now carrying us. Because now the wood represented grace and the seat represented mercy. So now that we carry the gift of the Holy Spirit inside of us, grace and mercy is not carrying us.
Right.
We don't have to worry about trying to carry what we can't handle. God said, I put my spirit inside of you. So now my spirit is inside of you. Now what you used to carry is not carrying you. So remember to stay in position because God said, I've already filled you with my precious grace.
Right.
I've already filled you from the inside. So now when you shake a little bit, because see on the inside of the ark were the laws. And every now and then when the laws shifted a little bit, the wood would catch it and put it back in place. And now every time we step outside, God sent Jesus to shake us and put us right back in place. Because every now and then, we don't always get it right. But I do know we serve a God who always gets it right. So that's why we don't have to worry about it anymore. Because now we used to have to carry the ark, now we are the ark. Because what's on the inside of us, now it no longer has to be transported by man. God says, I've already given it to you. That's why sometimes when power can't get a hold of pastors, God said you can come to the throne of grace yourself. Sometimes late at night when you can't reach nobody, you can go to the throne of grace by yourself. When you're going through in the midnight hour when you don't seem like you're by yourself, God is saying you can go to the throne of grace by yourself because I filled you with my Holy Spirit.
All right.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, God. Come on. And as they're carrying this ark, David made another mistake. He carried it just like the Philistines before him carried it. So you have to be carried not to mirror bad things that happen before you. Because what we'll do is we'll watch and see folks not handle what God has put in their life, so it'll cause us to get out of position. So God is saying you can't carry the same mess that you used to carry because now I got you in position. So now what's going to happen in our life, what's getting ready to happen in your life, is the fact of the matter was we had something in front of us that didn't quite work out. But God says, I'm calling you to a new purpose. I'm calling you to a new generation. I'm calling you to carry something that your ancestors couldn't carry. I'm calling you to now it's time for you to pray. Grandmother used to pray. Now you need to pray. It used to be the prayers of your grandparents. But now God is saying, I'm carrying you to be able to carry it. So now I challenge you, living word.
Come on, sir.
To continue to carry the ark of the mantle. What are we going to do now that we're filled with His precious Holy Spirit? How are we going to operate now that we no longer have to wait on David to bring it to us because God already gave it to us? What are we getting ready to do with it? And now we have to understand once we go a little bit further in the text. Uzzah was the one who reached up and touched because it shifted and got out of position. His name means strength. With his name being strength, no matter how strong you are, you have to die under the anointing.
Right.
It's nothing you can do that's strong enough to hold up the mantle of the anointing. It's nothing inside of us that we can do to carry the anointing. We have to always operate in spirit because we operate in spirit. We won't die when we come in contact with the anointing. That's why it's a danger in preachers faking in the pulpit. Because what begins to happen is now they're dying daily because they're operating outside of the anointing. And now they're reaching up and trying to touch spiritual things without being under the anointing. And without them being under the anointing, now ministries are dying. Now people are dying and people are crying because it becomes a show and it's no longer under the anointing. But I thank God that he connected me with a pastor who functions under the anointing. Because if you function under the anointing, lives are changed. People are free. People are healed. People are delivered. You might have came in here with a demon, but you're going to leave free. No matter what it is, once you're contracted and you're under the anointing, you will never be the same in your life. Look at your neighbor and say, it's in the house.
It's in the house.
It's in the house. Whatever it is you came in here looking for, God is saying it's in the house. No matter what it is you're waiting on, it's in the house. No matter what your next miracle is, it's in the house. That's why you're here in the building, because it's in the house. Your miracle is right here in the word. This is for somebody who was thinking about leaving.
Come on.
God is saying you get out of position, it's going to kill your anointing, because he has you tied here for a purpose. He has you tied here for a season. He has you tied here because this is your season. If you leave the church, it'll be like a pineapple moving to Alaska.
Come on, sir.
There will be no root in Alaska. So stay put and don't be so quick to move. Obed was just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And because David saw his boy get murdered, get killed under the anointing of God, he got angry with God.
Yeah, he did.
David got upset with God, and then after he got mad, he got scared. Ain't that something how we get mad at God and step outside the will? And then once we get outside of the will of God, now we become afraid. Because we're out here so long, we don't know how we're going to get back. So then what happens is it forces us to give up our anointing. David took his anointing and put it in Obed-Edom's house. And he took it, and when he put it in Obed-Edom's house, Obed-Edom was a Gittite. The Gittites are descendants of Gath.
Right.
And all of our Bible thumpers, skilled folks, you understand that Gath is also the home of Goliath. I just want to tell somebody your next miracle is in the face of your biggest giant. If you keep running from your giant, God will never give you your next miracle. If you keep running from the next challenge, God cannot give you your next miracle. You're waiting on the next level, but you keep running from your giant. If you quit running from your giant, then he'll put the anointing in your house. Quit backing down every time the devil comes to you. Like I told my church, God is looking for some folks who remember how to take your shoes off and get into a whole good down fashion street fight. Somebody who can take your earrings off and put Vaseline on your forehead. God looking for some folks who ain't looking to get their weed messed up. They don't care. God is saying, I'm looking for some people willing to face your giants, because if you fight through your giants, your miracle is on the other side. I hear somebody say, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Hallelujah. So, hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's good to me. I'm trying to control myself.
Yeah, right.
Trying to control myself, but we have a man that allowed David to put the anointing in his house. Before you can go over, I can't go over Pastor Schultz's house and put the thing in the refrigerator without him saying it's okay to put it in the refrigerator.
Wow.
God is looking for some folks who are willing to let the anointing come in. God is looking for some folks who are willing to be blessed. Because the problem is we're living in a time where folks not willing to let God in. They want to look like they have him on the inside. But we know on the outside your character is something else. So God looks for people who character matches their anointing. Because when you leave, what people say about your character. When people get up and say, I trust you because you're honest. Because God said I can use you if your character right. God said, can I trust you because you don't want to sleep with everybody? I can use you because your anointing is right. God is looking for some people you can trust with the anointing. Because your personality is the perfume, but your character and what you smell like under the perfume. God is looking for some folks who don't stink when they take it off. God wants folks to smell like perfume when they wash it off. God is looking for some people whose character smells just as good as they portray on the outside. We have to get to a place where there's nothing that will compromise our anointing. We have to get to a place where there's nothing in our life that's bigger than God. We have to get to a place in our life where we're willing to sacrifice it all to live for God. We always say, for God I live, for God I die. But God gave me an image today. We're living in the Judas season. What do you mean? Judas sold out Jesus for some money. Well, every Easter, when we preach the sermon, everybody say, that's a shame. But every time we get an opportunity for a new job and we work all Sunday, when we get an opportunity to not pay tithes and we put it back in our pocket, then what? So God is saying, are we in a Judas period because people are selling me out every day? They don't realize it, but they actually selling me out. Because what's beginning to happen is the world is starting to look so good to the church that you can't recognize the church from the world. So God is looking for some folks who are willing to say, I'm going to be different because the Bible says we're a peculiar people. How many people willing to be peculiar? Because God is looking for some folks who don't look like the outside. God wants the folks that once you get in here, your life starts to change. We're going to preach it through. We're going to bring Jesus over you. But eventually something on the outside has to match the inside. So God is tired of the Judas behavior because every chance we get, we're selling them out. You want to know how we're selling them out? Go look at somebody's Facebook page.
Wow.
Hallelujah. In one message. They said, we praying for you, and it got a long prayer. On the next page, they cussing out everybody.
My
God is saying, you giving me a black eye because you're putting my face out there, but now you're leaving me out to the wolves. We have to have some folks who are willing to carry this anointing. Some folks who are willing to carry the ark. Some people who are willing to put it down on the inside. Because the point I'm trying to make today is whatever you're looking for, it's already in the house. It's already on the inside. God said you're looking to be free. It's already on the inside. You're looking to be delivered. It's already on the inside. You're looking to be healed. It's already on the inside. You're sick of being broke. It's already on the inside. So touch your neighbor and say, it's on the inside.
On the inside.
It's on the inside. It's on the inside. We looking for something that God said I already dropped it off. You're looking for something God said I already done it. God said you're looking for something I've already done. Your blessing is in the house. That's why it's important tonight, living word of truth, that you remember that it's on the inside. God said you're looking for something when I died on the cross. I told you I was going to leave you something. I told you I was going to leave you a comfort. He said I was going to leave you something. So that's why now we're worried about something. He said I already left it. I already left you the Holy Spirit. And he said when he died, we were going to do greater works than he. So now it's time for us to go start doing the greater works and get out of our own way and trust the anointing. Because the anointing is on the inside. And you want freedom, it's on the inside. Liberty is on the inside because Christ lives within us. If he lives within you, there should be no problem because whatever I need is already in the house. I'm just so blessed because God is in the house. And like Esther Rose said, I refuse to go out into the world and act like I don't have a daddy in the house. I refuse to go other places and act like I don't have a father in the house. I refuse to go in front of the world and act like I don't have a father in the house. If you're willing tonight to go act like you got a father in the house, let me hear you shout. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah. Then my last point, I'm going to let y'all go because you might not have me back if I stay too long. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. After Obed-Edom's house was blessed, it didn't just bless his household. It blessed his entire family.
Yes, sir.
So your next praise, your next shout is not just for you. Your next praise and your next shout is for your children. Your next shout, your next praise is for your grandchildren. Your next shout, your next praise is for your neighbor. Your next shout, your next praise is for the church. Your next prayer, your next shout is for the nation. We keep looking for someone to come rescue us from the administration. God said, I am still God. I have not left the seat. So we worried about a president when God said, I'm still in control. I'm still in the house. We don't have to worry about an administration calling the war. God said, I brought you peace. No matter what he does, we have to walk in the anointing. Because as long as we're connected to the anointing, I don't care who's on the Capitol Hill. because I know who sits up on the hill. And that's how I
Amen.
follow. And I'm so thankful that I serve a God like this.
Yes,
He'll give a
Lord.
wretch like me another chance. Well,
Yes.
he'll give somebody who don't deserve. I would take an ex-gangbanger and make him a pastor. I would even take an ex-alcohol drinker and make him a preacher. He took somebody like me and he could change me. So I know if the anointing works for me, it'll work for you. And I pray tonight that you'll be blessed. If you have, give God a hand clap of praise.
Amen.